Good morning. We just came back from the royal wedding. We hadn't even have time to take off our fancy European hats. And I loved watching. It's just a joke, of course. I loved watching the royal wedding. I think the bride was gorgeous. I think the whole ceremony was great with the gospel singers, and it gave it the stiff Britons a little bit of a jive, you know, and a groove. But the hats, people, come on. Don't tell me these hats are pretty or fashionable. The hats are just plain ridiculous. That's why we wanted to express this today. Welcome to another cooking rodeo with the Tater Cowgirls. And now I tell you what we do today. This is a meal my grandma made. My grandma raised me in Bavaria, and that's a meal she made when money was really tight at the end of the month, you know what I mean? I never noticed it. She gave us kids everything. I don't know how she did it with her little pension. Her husband, she was a widow. My grandpa was working at the railway, and she got a little pension. She also worked as a chef in an army cafeteria in the Jägerkaserne, and for a while she had her own little restaurant and a little snack shop at the soccer field. So this is how she opted up her pension and raised us two girls, and we had everything from riding lessons to anything. Vacation, I don't know anything I would have missed in my childhood. So she sacrificed a lot, and I just notice it now that I raise my own grandchildren and raise my own children, how much she must have sacrificed. So thank you, Grandma. Anyway, now this dish I'm making today is called in Germany Himmel und Erde, which means okay, when you research Himmel und Erde, the English translation, they will give you heaven and earth, which I, as a certified translator, I speak 5 languages, by the way, I have a problem with that, because the name is based on the ingredients of the dish. And Erde has one in her hand, is the potato, or as Dr. McDougall says, potato, and the other one is the apple. So this is the earth, and this is the sky. It has nothing to do with heaven, so I would translate it as sky and earth, and not heaven and earth, but you won't find it under sky and earth. I don't know, people just don't know how to translate these days, I guess. It's probably the robot. Anyway, this is our main ingredients, okay, and I do it in the Instapot. Then I found that this dish, I know from my grandma, from my Oma, is made differently, because people told me, what? No, that's not how we made that. And I said, yeah, that's exactly how I remember it. So I remember it cubed, boiled, cubed with seasoning, and then with fried onions on top, and bacon. I have the bacon. This is no oil in it. And then a bratwurst. So I'm not eating the bratwurst because I'm really trying to lose weight these times and avoid any oil I can do, whole plant-based. But the others get a smoked apple sage bratwurst with it, and I show you. We will make that all. But people told me, oh no, we know it mashed. We don't know it cubed. We know it as like a mashed potato with apples and blood pudding with it.
It's blood pudding.
Blood sausage made with blood from
Ew.
Yeah, I know. So but I want to mention that because some people might look at this and say, hey, I remember that different. Of course, I researched that. You know me. So what I found is, and I read that to you, it makes sense. Himmel und Erde, and I call it sky and earth, is known since the 1800s, and it was a traditional German dish in the regions of Rhineland, Westphalia, Lower Saxony, this is East Germany, and or now it used to be Eastern Germany, and it was also popular in Silesia, which is now most of Silesia is Poland, some of them is Czech Republic. So now I understood, because the people in the Rhine area in Silesia, they had the blood pudding with it to some reason. And my mother was born in Westphalia, and I have a feeling, I got the recipe from my grandma because she raised me. My mother passed away really early, and I have a feeling she had that recipe from my mother, who grew up in Westphalia, and of course made it like the Westphalians do it. And I can show you. This is a picture like the Westphalians do it, like we do it today. Hard to say, but it's cubed. You see that? The potatoes are not mashed, and there's a Bratwurst. Then I found that one. That's how they do it in the Rhine area. See, this is the blood pudding, and this looks definitely mashed. So there are two different ways to make it, and I make it the Westphalian way. Alrighty, so we will now get busy. We cube all that. It's 2 pound potatoes, 2 pound apples, and I took apples, you know, they're a little, see that, there's a little things, nobody here eats apples like that, so I'm trying to incorporate them in meals. So we are now busy cutting that, and when we are back with that, we go ahead and have the second part of the video when we put it in the Instapot and get the bacon and the onions ready, okay? So, bye-bye from the Tater Cowgirls until we have cubed the stuff. Alright people, we are back. I forgot to tell you, today I have 70 pounds weight loss. Look at me, the belly is trying to disappear. I still have 25 pounds to go, but 70 pounds is a big accomplishment. I'm proud of myself. Now we are at the stage I cubed the apples and the potatoes and put them in my Instapot with 4 cups of water. There's nothing else in there so far. And I wanted to explain what I did here. This is, let's put the, okay. This is the sausage, which I don't eat right now. I'm really focused on my health and my weight loss right now, and I avoid any fat I can. But it's not bad stuff. This is a from Field Roast, a apple sage Bratwurst from Field Roast. It's barely any fat in there. And as I said, my peeps here, they eat a little bit with it. And this is traditional. You have a Bratwurst with it, and the apple sage, that's basically the healthiest I could find with it. I also chopped a red onion, which we will saute, and the bacon I have is organic smoky tempeh strips. They have no oil in it. So I'll show you those. So these are the bacon strips. They look like bacon. They go in the oven now at 450 for 10 minutes. We bake them. And then we turn on our griddle here. I have a little flat pan. Let's see if maybe you can see it a little. Eddie, you can help me with that. So I have this flat pan, no oil on it, of course. And I heat it up, and it has to be hot, so don't do it right away. The water test, when the water starts really bubbling in the pan, that means it's hot enough. So we wait a little bit and turn on the Instapot in the meantime. Oh, the spices I need, okay. We need nutmeg. Nutmeg, turmeric, and a little bit cinnamon, and a little bit coriander. Okay, we need coriander, just a little bit, nutmeg, turmeric, cinnamon, pepper, and salt, but very little. I always recommend salt at the end. Even put a salt shaker on the table so everybody can take as many salt as they want. I try to avoid as much salt as I can, and I'm really when I cook, when I have guests, they always say, "Oh, I need more salt." So, because I'm used to not having that much salt anymore in my meals, so I always recommend put a salt shaker on the table, and we put a little bit in, but not much, because the potatoes I need a little bit in there. That's like a fourth. Okay. You know what? I just unscrew that. It's easier. So I put a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in it. I put a 1/4. About a 1/4 teaspoon. I grind the pepper in. You can. Oh, you might want to see that. Okay. Okay, we put a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper in it. Maybe a little bit more. I like pepper in my stuff. Then a 1/4 coriander. Not more. Don't overdo it with coriander. It's very overpowering if you overdo it. Then I put a 1/4 of nutmeg. Then we have cinnamon. 1/4 of cinnamon. These are all healthy stuff. Turmeric helps you with. If I have diabetes in remission, and turmeric is one of the things, it's an inflammatory, it helps against inflammations, and also helps me keep my sugar down. Then I have this one. I tried this one today. I put 1 cube of garlic in it. Garlic is also an ingredient good to keep glucose levels down. I rather have that fresh one than garlic powder. I think the ingredient is more potent. Did I do the turmeric? I did the turmeric, right? Did I do the turmeric? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, looks like it. Okay. Or maybe not. You know what? I don't mind having another. I think I did it, but let's just add one more. Okay, this is it. I close the lid. Give it a little stir with a spoon. A little stir that it's a little bit mixed here. Apples I used Granny Smith. I like the tart ones. I had 2 pounds on the recipe, but I maybe used 1.5 because the Instant Pot, I don't want to get it too full. And about 2 pounds of golden russet potatoes. Was like 6 medium to large size potatoes, I think, and 5 apples, medium apples. Okay, we close it. The vent on sealed. Then we go on on manual, sorry. And as we have small cubed potatoes, we only need, I would say 3, but I use 5 because I sliced it a little bit thicker. We go on 5 minutes steaming time, and you know that the steaming time is not the cooking time, so the steaming time starts counting when the temperature is high enough to steam the stuff in it. Okay, this is done, so we take our stuff. Now we go here. Beep, beep, beep. This was the Instant Pot. Now we go here. You see my oven. Here's my griddle. See how the water rolls. Let me show you. This is how you want it. So you don't want to have it not hot enough. Now we do the onions. And with the onions, usually when I saute, I add a little water, but with the onions, I don't. Because I want them really nice and crispy. Do not overdo it. If they get too black, they're getting bitter. So you have to stay on the the bacon is in the oven, I told you. And this one needs to brown. We let it go. The sausage we do afterwards because the sausage goes really fast. Can you watch them? And just turn it now and then or shake it a little, okay? Until they get a little color. So I can clean up here. So, how do you like the wedding of the year? I wish them all the best. I think they are truly a nice couple in love, Meghan and Harry. But come on, people. The guests, don't you have mirrors at home? Don't you see how ridiculous those hats look? Oh, come on. I can't believe so many people wear those hats. But maybe that's just me, you know. I wear a cowboy hat. Other people think maybe that's ridiculous. But I wear it against the sun, you know, I have a reason for it. But these tiny little hats, some of them had nice hats though. I like those with the lace on, you know, little things. I don't know. Anyway, just my opinion. I think this one goes here, okay. Leave the pepper here. The other stuff we can put away. How does it look over there?
Brown.
Is it brown?
Most of them are.
Okay. Oh, a little bit more. They can go a little bit more. We want it nice and crispy. Huh? Huh? Oh, I didn't tell. I got a Nutribullet for Mother's Day from my daughter, Eddie's mom, and my husband, and Eddie brought white roses. I was really spoiled, so.
Oh, come on, the Nutribullet was a good gift.
Yeah, it was good. Maybe I should talk a little bit about weight loss. I lost 70 pounds. Maybe I should show you something. On my Facebook, let's put it here, let's put you guys here, and you see, I have this picture on my Facebook. This is a size 18. She's one of my favorite shorts. I couldn't believe it. When you are that big, you don't see it, that this is so big. But look at this. I mean, I fit almost in both of my legs, almost fit in one of the things, you know. And by the way, I never was able to wear a romper like that before because I had this big belly hanging out, and I'm one of these people who have this apple shape, so with the big belly, which means the belly goes last, and this is actually the area where the fat has to leave in your organs before you can have diabetes in remission or healed. I'm not calling it healed right now because I still have to lose 25 pounds. I'm still a little high in my readings compared to what the doctor wants. I'm not at 80, like a perfect 80. And if I eat certain foods, I notice it spikes. I still measure my my fasting glucose to make sure I'm not going overboard with something. I do notice, and I think every person is different, I spike with brown rice pasta. To some reason I do not understand, because I don't spike with brown rice. I spike with brown rice pasta, so I don't eat it anymore. I found a chickpea pasta made from chickpeas, and they are perfect. I don't have any spikes with that one. When I eat it in the evening and in the morning I take my fasting glucose, it's not higher than usual. That's what I'm talking about.
Can you get black now?
Okay, let me see. Yeah, not bad. We put it on a plate. Can you put my pants away, please? Okay. So we sauteed the onions first. Yeah. Put them on a plate. Nice and crisp.
Smells good.
Yeah. Okay.
I say if there's a sixth grade cooking show, we should do this. Because they have instant pots.
Okay. Oops.
Yeah. It
Okay, I
didn't
have
work
to
because
show you.
Spill
I
it.
have to get you back on the oven. So I did my onions. They are nice and crisp, but not too brown. Exactly how I want it. Now we put the sliced. I slice up the bratwurst. Then it gets browned nice on all slices. You know, with the vegan bratwurst, when you put it in on the grill, it works as a whole. I put it on the grill as a whole, but if I do it here on the griddle, I slice it up and then they can take how much they want. Again, the griddle has to be hot. You just put it on and let it brown a little bit. Can you watch it and turn it? You know, just let it brown now a little bit, okay? So we don't need that anymore. Okay, so we have the. We should prepare a plate. Maybe we put it here. Yeah, my grandma, this was one of her, you know, when the money was tight recipes. I remember that. She said that it's a cheap recipe, it's easy to make, it's fast. So we have it for brunch today. We didn't have breakfast, so we have a lunch and breakfast combined. And we will see how it goes. How is my bacon? Is almost done. And we just wait for the Instapot to get done, and then we come back to you, okay? Thank you, see you in a second. Hello, we're back. Let's see. Yeah, this is a good angle. So the Instapot is done. We left it 2 minutes on warm, on natural release. Then I let the steam out. And I open the lid. Oops, careful. And people, it's hot, okay? Really careful. So you see, it's really mushy. It's not really mashed potatoes, but it's really mushy and soft. That's how we want it. And before you strain it through a colander, I would suggest to now spice it if you need it. And I think I tried it before, so before I put it in the Instapot. It's almost perfect. I need a little bit more pepper. So this is the time where you can also add salt if you want to. I'm not adding salt. I'm adding this fat-free Seitenbacher. It's German like broth seasoning powder, fat-free. And I'm adding, because I don't want to add salt. It's almost there. I need a little bit more oomph, but I don't want to have too much salt. So I add half a teaspoon of that Seitenbacher. See how It goes a long way probably. Let's see. Oh yeah, and a little lemon. That's what I put in at the last moment. I like lemon. Okay. See, and if you do it now, it coats everything because you still have the cooking liquid in there, so you can adjust your seasoning. A little bit more pepper, I think. And a little bit more of that. You know what? I had another half a teaspoon of that seasoning. I really don't want to add water or salt. Eddie, if you need more salt, you can put it in your pot later, okay?
Okay.
I don't think so, but you're not a salty person either. Yeah, the lemon did it too. The lemon was the zinger. Okay, lemon will work for you. So now we take the pot and we strain it through a colander. We don't want the liquid in there. Okay. That off. Okay. Now we strain it through it. Okay. And I put it in a glass bowl so that you can see it.
It smells like apple cider.
Let's do that. I think that's it big enough.
Why does it smell like apple cider?
Let me get you over here. You only hear us working, but you don't see us working. Okay, here's the colander. See it? So we go here. So you want to see what I'm doing here. This can go. Put the lemon here. Okay. Let's put it in here. This is our sky and earth. As I said, some people mash it. I don't. I like it as it is. I also don't put butter in or milk. You know, there's several alternatives. My Oma, of course, put 2 tablespoons of butter in, which I don't. So we load it up here now in the middle. That's how I serve it for brunch. Of course, I keep a little bit for myself for later. Okay, you see everything is nice, soft and mushy. There is nothing on it that's you have to chew on. Okay. Then I put a little bit chopped. I have baby kale. If you have parsley, use that. Just to have a little something for the eye. Then we have I had my other stuff in the oven to keep it warm. We have the onions. Put them on top. Nice crisp red onions. You want to put it on? It's not hot anymore. It's just, I kept it in the oven so that it is not cold, you know, it's warming. Okay. And we put the, where's my spoon? Put the sausage on the side here. If you have grilled sausage, just pile it here on the side, you know, when you take it from the barbecue. Okay, we have the brown sausage. And then we get the bacon, the fakin' bacon. It's nice and crispy. Put it here. Then everybody can take how much they want. Let's put one here, huh? Let's put one on top. Like this, huh? That's good. All right, people. This is Sky and Earth. Try the bacon. You want to try the bacon? Did you try the Sky and Earth? Maybe I should. Where's my fork? Oh.
What is bacon made out of?
Bacon tempeh. It's what they put on Whole Foods on the TTLA breakfast. Yeah.
I wonder why they call it bacon.
So this is my Sky and Earth with tempeh bacon and apple sage field roast sausage. And this is our brunch. Have a good weekend. Until I see you again next weekend for another cooking rodeo with the Tater Cowgirls. And as we say in California, and now my camera goes AWOL. Hold on. As we say in California, hold on. I hold it and then I can do it. Peace out. Pow.